Before I became a nurse, it was one of my preceptorships when I jumped into the hospital, and I told myself, yo, man, this is not for me. I've dug a hole too deep for me to kind of turn back now. And it was such a troublesome time because if I backed out now, I would have wasted a lot of money. And if I were to continue, yes, I would have graduated, I would have started working, but then that's where the issues would have piled up by then. It would have snowballed into something much worse. Don't get me wrong, I could do the tasks just fine, but it was just where my head was at. It was not in the hospital, you know. I'm pretty sure it would have been really bad had I continued, but you had to cut the bleeding somewhere. I had the title, I had the license, but it felt like I was wearing a costume. Funny enough, I still am wearing a costume to this day. Contrast that to 2019 when I taught my first class. I was nervous, but I felt like I found my skin. I found my place. The cultural expectation for stability is huge. And it still is today, especially for people my age, second gen, millennials. I'm sure we've gone through it. And the moment I told my mom that I didn't want to do nursing anymore, it took a bit of, it took a lot out of me because obviously they put in a lot of money to help pay off my student loans. They had a lot of trust as well in order for me to succeed. Now, which I did. I did everything, but the moment I said no to my mom, she sat down, took a few seconds while she was sitting down. She was kind of looking at her phone and just looking up at the ceiling and looking back at her phone and looking back at me, but not really. Like, we don't make much eye contact when he talks, so she'll look like kind of towards the floor and she'll say, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I've had a lot of pushback prior to that. In my previous video, I was talking about my wrestling journey, and she had major pushback. But fast forward to 2018, when I said no, no more to this, she said, "Okay, well, we'll have to figure out something then from there." And in the meantime, obviously, my financial backbone was that foster home, and that saved us a ton of time. And it was kind of the monkey off of my back. And it's a huge sign of relief because I feel the most like myself when I'm teaching classes at New Westminster or teaching jujitsu in general to anybody. It just comes natural to me, and it's something that I really, really enjoy. Still paying that bad boy off, and what's frustrating is that whenever a paycheck comes in, I always see that minus 236, and then it says it's from the national. I don't know. It's the student loan that's taking money from you, and it's been 10 years now since I graduated, and they're still taking it. It sucks then. It still sucks now, and it's been nothing but stress. That easily could have gone to like a nice steak over at Black and Blue in Vancouver. I went there last week. It was super good. Life-changing moment for steaks. I don't want to eat anything else but steak over there. All in all I'm trying to say is that when you guys are starting over and people are continuing to move forward, don't feel bad at all. Just know that sometimes you need to take a step back to find your path, and that's very, very important, especially considering the amount of work that we tend to put in towards our goals and dreams. It's better to fulfill your dreams and your aspirations versus spending the time filling somebody else's pockets and somebody else's dreams. Now, if that's the step that you need to take prior, then please do it, and then you can lead into your goals as well. Now, I'm not here to tell you that it's easy. It's, if anything, it's far from it. I mean, if you want that safe, stable, stability type of career and path, then by all means, go for it. But in return, you might not get the fulfillment that you would want. And I'm more of a big hitter. I aim hard, and I aim and I shoot very, very far whenever I connect, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now in life. So you're kind of seeing me firsthand that I'm trying to make ends meet while aiming for that next big milestone in my life right now. So don't get too caught up with comparing with other people. Obviously, we have different preferences, but don't be ashamed to be a white belt again in jiu-jitsu terms, or don't be ashamed to start over again, especially when it leads you on a path where you want to end up. People tend to overweigh the cost of achieving a dream, and at the same time underweighing the results of your dream as well. It's not about how fast you get to the end. It's about you finding the actual path that you want to be on and to make it towards the end from there. So now I'm curious. I've got a question for you guys. What's one thing you guys wanted to start, but just afraid of looking and acting like a beginner? feel free to drop it in the comments, and yeah, let's start a discussion. I'll see you again in the next one.